overcoming all obstacles.
Back to the off-road racing. And with the sun at its hottest in Mpumalanga, the racing was hot as well.
In Class P, the brothers Besaidnout were trying to hold on because Thompson up front had made it very difficult for them. Still, they kept plugging away, and on this route you have to concentrate every single turn of the wheel.
You certainly do, Arnie. Now, the De Bruins and the Michelin XL dealer team Toyota had been in exceptionally good form and were ruining Lady Luck, turning her back on them in the prologue.
De Bruin and Brits were next, 10 minutes down on Cry, but just looking for a finish in the Rubicon Bat.
The Zermattens, who hold the South African record for consecutive finishes, 23 of them in all, were looking confident and comfortable. They'd eked out a 20-minute lead and were going just hard enough to keep it right there.
While Class E leaders Peckham and Santoro in the Ford, the defending national champions, were almost 12 minutes ahead of their nearest rivals.
Gillingham and Van Zyl still had their Zaka on the route, despite having it flat, trying to repair it, and the car falling off the jack.
Strange things happen out there, Rold.
They sure do. Now, for Terence Marsh and Peter Groenewald, there was nothing strange. They just did what they normally do. Keep it going consistently, and then you see them at the finish line.
In Class E, Visser and LaRue were chasing Peckham, but could get no closer than 5 minutes, and that's where it stayed.
With the Barkhuizens battling now, not only no power steering, but overheating too. What a wonderful day they were having.
Tollefson and Evans were up into 8th, but their tyre trouble continued. They'd had 3 flats already.
In Class B, Giel Nel and Dion de Kock in the Luke Zarco Truggy had to keep De Bruin in their sights. The Rubicon man led the championship race with 76 points, while Nel was just 9 points behind.
And third in Class B, it was Beckett and Harris who had done a great job of hanging tough all day long.
Nick and Ryan Harper didn't have any major problems, but just could not get going fast enough. They were 5th in Class A.
Van Tonder and Guapa, meanwhile, battled on with their 4-wheel drive problems. They wrong-slotted, turned it around,
and watch out for this, almost connected with Thomas Rundle and Rob Howie, who also wrong-slotted. Close, very close. And back in Class D, reigning drivers' champion Cliff Weichelt and Nico Els in the N1 4x4 Toyota Hilux could have done with a good finish, and for once, they were onto one. They'd quietly sneaked into 2nd spot.
Venter and Palmer were still on the road, but soon after this, their 4-wheel drive problems became too much, and they were forced to call it a day.
And the lads in the Toyota Land Cruiser, Johan Ferreira and Nico Kotze, were 11th in the SP class. A pretty good showing.
With another Land Cruiser, that of Malaland Toyota's Johan and Werner Horn, taking 12th.
Going like the absolute clappers. The colourfully turned out Podge Plastics Toyota Hilux pairing of rookie Dewald van Breda and Johan de Toy settled for a good run in Class E. 4th place was well deserved.
With Herman Sulwat the 14th and last finish in the specials after still being played with a season-long problem, overfueling.
As for the Besaidnout from Delmas, Ramon and Moret, they'd finished the last 3 races in a row and were looking for number 4.
And in Class P, battling electrical problems, it was the brothers David and Gary White who took the 2nd place, but they were a long way back.
Malcolm Koch and Johan de Klerk were fifth in Class E in their Toyota Hilux.
And Kula Portis and his navigator Johan Pretorius took fourth in Class D.
Of the original 56 cars that lined up, only 36 saw the finish line in one piece.
It was a race of attrition, and the man who led them there was Hannes Grobler, a triple-decker of consecutive wins, and just what the doctor ordered to keep his championship hopes alive.
Grobler and Moore won it in 7 hours and 35 minutes. A go-to-woe win and complete domination of the Toyota Dealer 400 in Leidenburg.
Woolridge and Schulthammer took the Ford to its 7th consecutive podium finish in the 2008 season, but they were still aching for a win.
However, this meant that they leaped to the top of the championship standings. Hannes was pleased as punch.
Very, very good. It was very tough. It was very tight there in the forest, and but you had to keep your head, and I think that's what we did, you know. As I said previously, we stayed out of trouble, and we did it again, and I think the other guys eat the dust, so we're very happy.
So you controlled it from the front right from the start?
All the way, all the way. It's a nice piece.
No problems at all?
No problems.
Vehicle all okay?
Vehicle okay, navigator was good, so yeah, and the driver was not too shabby.
Yeah, so like we said, pleased as punch. But then again, so was Neil Woolridge, 7 top 3s in a row.
Yeah, look, we can't complain about that. We've had a good run. We pushed hard today, but we couldn't catch Hannes in the last bit. It was just too dusty. We get close, and then there was just too much dust, so we kind of like settled for second near the end, and just looked after the car and brought it back. But we've had a good day. We had a couple of little scares. We had a fuel pressure problem just before the service point, and it didn't slow us down, but there was definitely the car wasn't going like it should do. But otherwise, a great run, no problems.
And for once, there were no problems for Hutchinson and Bergman either. The motorized pair won in 7 hours and 50 minutes.
It was a little bit disappointing with it. We didn't, I think we did very well.
So did you have any major problems out there?
Yeah, the first lap was very, very nice. No problems on the first lap. And as we went out on the second lap, about 40 k's into the lap, we lost the power steering. We changed the pump last night, and I think that pump we put on is also a little bit faulty, and we just lost power steering. To drive this thing without power steering is very difficult.
While Hutchinson and the motorized crews celebrated, the Stalwarts, Collie and Quinton, brought her home in second in the special vehicle category and in Class A.
They were 5 odd minutes in arrears, but it meant they'd amassed big championship points ahead of Shamir Variawa and the man in third place, 2005 champion Terence Marsh, and the ever-improving Peter Groenewald in the Region Racing Bat.
How sweet it is, a great run for Grobler, while Hutchinson had waited a while to enjoy the sweet taste of the bubbly again.
Evans' year dragged a little.
Yeah, it's been a long year. I never thought I'd feel so much relief over excitement. But, yeah, we've had a disastrous year. Just can't believe that we finally put it together and managed to break the spell, you know. We've been up there, we've led most of the races, but just haven't managed to finish them. We've had mechanical breakdowns the whole year, and looks like hopefully we've shaken those books and we managed to bring it home. So huge thanks to Motorrad for just backing us race after race, time and time again. We weren't getting results. It's a huge one for Motorrad, and to my navigator Him. It was an incredible race for navigator. He steered me like a radio controlled car. It was unbelievable the calls I was getting. So thanks to both of those guys and to the organisers. An awesome event.
P-class winners Thompson and Campbell were home, while Silvat was pleased to see the finish line.
We didn't really expect it once again. We are a little bit underpowered. The motor is not running the way it should, and that makes it more sweet. So we're very happy. We just want to thank the race organisers and everyone involved with the race. Lovely race, very tight. And in the forest, car's not really suited for the forest, but it goes well. I'm very happy.
Force gave it his all, and the Navara flew past no less than 37 cars.
We had a great day. You know, we tried as hard as we could from the word go. It was because it was really dusty and we had a lot of cars to pass. So, you know, we kept our heads and we pushed where we could see where we were going, and then tried to behave ourselves when we were up against a dust cloud. But the car was brilliant. Ralphie was brilliant because it was really tricky to navigate today. And so, yeah, we've had a good day considering where we started from.
The Mecca and Excel dealer team lads came home to take a popular 6th place.
followed by the Zermattens, who comfortably took the Class D victory and consolidated the 2008 Class Championship, which certainly pleased the two.
And that was that for the Class D Championship. But Henry wasn't taking any chances whatsoever.
I think we've got it. If my maths is right. I think we've got it. Before I speak out of turn, yeah, I reckon so. So, yeah, we drove it conservatively, didn't go too quickly. We got news from Coetzee's service crew that he was out. But because we got it from his service crew, not from our service crew, we ignored that information thinking it's duff info. So we just carried on, regardless.
The Class E win went the way of the reigning national champions, Jack Peckham and Lucio Santoro, who had just more than 5 minutes of leeway.
Billy, this is the 6th year you've run this event. The logistics behind it must be a bit of a nightmare.
Rory, I can tell you that to put an event like this together, apart from the fact that it's months and months worth of work, in fact it feels like the 20th year that we've done it. But without the local support here, I mean, the Loop 1, we had to get 35 signatures from different farmers to allow us to go across their territory, open their gate, remove their cattle, and all of that. And I mean, Mr. Petravi, the farmer here who did all that negotiations for us, without him it's impossible, because you cannot do that from Johannesburg or from Pretoria. And then, of course, to coordinate that with all the traffic officials and the provincial, all the landowners, it is an absolute nightmare. But, there is so much goodwill in this part of the world here towards the sport that in the end, it takes a lot of work, but it is not difficult to get.
Right, let's have a look at the paperwork. And Grobler and Moore with their 3rd ABSA Off-Road Championship win in a row, and Woolridge and Schultheimer getting a 7th podium. Yannick Visser and Jox Leroux clinched 2nd in Class C in 10th place.
That meant that the championship race was wide open. It could be Vos, Woolridge, Grobler or Cronje, and it's come down to the finale in the Magalies area. In the special vehicle category, Hutchinson and Bergman made a comeback with a big bang, while Thompson and Campbell astounded all and sundry with a great 3rd place. Varayawa didn't score any points in Leidenburg, but it's Marsh and Silvold who will be watching the Total Motorsport man all the way in the 8th and final race of the year.
After more than 3,500 kilometers of racing, the RFS Magalies 400 is the final race of the season.
Until we preview that one here on Supersport, you keep it on the road,
we'll keep it off-road.
That was the ultimate test, the ABSA Off-Road Championship.